Do condoms really affect erections? I'm Jennifer Sanassi, you're watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by sex and relationship columnist Dorothy Black, and she's going to give you the answer to that dying question.
And the answer is no.
So we're finished here.
Done. Yeah, good.
So a study came out.
Yeah. So University of Indiana, I think, their Kinsey Institute's section of the university did a study to find out if condom use really affected erections. You know, you have guys who say, like, I don't want to use a condom because like it affects my performance or my sensitivity. So they wanted to see if this was really the case. And about 40% of the guys said, so it was about 500 guys, about 40% of which said they had no problem
with condoms
and performance, so getting an erection, using a condom with an erection, and about 30+% said that they had a problem with using condoms and how it affected their erections. But what they also found was that these same guys were also way more likely to have problems with erections regardless of the condoms. And so it wasn't necessarily that the condom was affecting their performance or their erection, it was that they had issues around performance and erections anyway.
Interesting.
Right.
So guys have been using the poor condom as a scapegoat.
Yeah, have been using it as a scapegoat, but I think for many good reasons. I think so what they found out, and what I think gels very well with what I've heard anecdotally as well, is of course that guys don't know how to use condoms properly. So they've never practiced using a condom. Maybe they tried using it once and they had a bad episode. They got nervous. They were wasting time. They were worried what their lover was thinking. They didn't want to use it, and then they blamed the erection on the condom. Really what it was a collection of lack of skill and nervousness, anxiety around it, which then snowballs into further uses of the condom, and then they just go, oh, I can't, it's the condom's problem. It's not, I have a problem with using a condom, I haven't gotten used to it, or I'm anxious about it.
Okay, so we should be practicing using condoms at home. I think that's the first lesson that we should take away from this.
Practice it when you're by yourself. Oh, and what was interesting for me was that the study group was between 18 and 24. So these were quite young guys. There was no, physiological kind of, we tend to go like, well, erections get worse when you get older. So these were quite young guys, sexually active, all heterosexual for this study group. And I think many guys don't practice using condoms when they're by themselves. I mean, why should they, right? So, so they don't get the hang of it. And they think that it's supposed to be like in the movies. Whip it out, one hand, tear it up with their teeth, whip it on with in one movement, kaboom. And that's not how it works in reality. And of course, we're not used to having the conversations. So I think we've got like the women thinking there's something wrong, the guys thinking there's something wrong, instead of just going like, hey babe, quickly gonna like get a condom, put it on. And if you get used to it, if you're comfortable with the conversation, it takes like 20 seconds, 10 seconds. It's so part of the movement that it shouldn't affect it at all. And if you have a problem with it, then you slow it down and you take it easy, you talk to your partner, tell them what's going on. And I think if you haven't practiced by yourself and you find yourself with a partner not able to do it, not able to like use the condom easily, take it slowly. Let them know what's going on. Nobody has to have this big, brave, macho, Casanova kind of thing going on. Conversation's good. Conversation's very good.
So if your partner comes to you and says, I don't like using condoms because it affects my erection or it affects my sensitivity, what should you do?
You roll your eyes. No. Okay, you don't roll your eyes. You just say, okay, well, if you don't want to use a condom, then we don't have sex. Look, I just have a problem with those excuses, because to me they're excuses. They're ways of avoiding having to learn, having to deal with awkwardness, having to deal with your own awkwardness. And so what I find is that guys will go like, well, I don't like using a condom, so how about you go on the pill, assuming we're in a monogamous long-term relationship. Forgetting that now the woman has to change her entire body chemistry because you don't know how to put a condom on. So if a guy says to me he doesn't feel comfortable wearing a condom, he's not okay with it, then we just don't practice penetrative sex. It's that simple. And I don't know if women feel comfortable enough saying no, to a guy who doesn't want to wear a condom.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about falling pregnant, it's about a whole plethora of other things which need to be taken into account.
Why do you think women might not be comfortable with that?
Because we're too polite.
Oh, we're very polite people.
So polite. We don't want anybody to feel awkward. Nobody likes like cringe comedy in the bed. No. People want everything to be smooth. We want it to be romantic. We want everybody to feel good. And so we are uncomfortable. And I say we, I know this is a generalization, but I think in general, women are taught to be more polite, to be more caring about what the other person thinks. We don't want to make the person uncomfortable. And so a no can be quite uncomfortable for people. And yet the more used you get to it, to saying it, the more comfortable people get to hearing it and the reasons why you're saying no. And ultimately, your no is to benefit your own health, to benefit your own boundaries, to benefit your own, not falling pregnant, your own life choices. So you have to practice it. If you do not know how to say no to somebody who doesn't wear a condom, start practicing.